California's Governor Gavin Newsom has a big giant sit down with CNN who are promoting him because I don't know what you think about end times theology. I myself have no idea, but he looks to me like the beast. This guy is from Central Casting. Thank you guys for subscribing and welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. Here's the interview with the Antichrist, with Gavin Newsom.
Real quick, what's your goal? What's
accountability? It's fairness. We're all paying the price. You're paying the price. I'm an old-fashioned guy.
They go through a couple of softball questions on the unions, which specifically is why, California is being destroyed by this guy. And so watch what he says about accountability on if you pollute the environment, you should be paying, because he's suing 5 different fuel companies in California, which is going to keep them from pumping oil and raise the price of your fuel.
You know, if you're responsible for creating problems, you have to be accountable and you have to be responsible for solving those problems. Polluters pollute and they should be accountable for their pollution.
And by accountable, he means sue them in 5 different lawsuits. But then big boy, put on your big boy pants and take responsibility for what you did. How about all the needles on San Francisco and defecation on San Francisco sidewalks? How about all your smash and grab policies by gutting out police departments? How about your own cratering of whole neighborhoods, creating a mass exodus out to Texas, Tennessee, Florida? You're destroying your state. Should people sue you?
We've seen a lot of disasters just even in this year. Some unprecedented tropical storm, the first one in your state of California in decades, wildfires in Hawaii. Should President Biden declare a climate emergency?
That's nomenclature. I think he's done it in terms of action and passion. There's no other president in our lifetime that's done more on clean energy, period, full stop. $369 billion.
He's praising Biden. He has to pretend like Biden is a normal guy. By the way, look at him. He looks like, the reason why I keep calling him the beast is because look at him. He looks like Mitt Romney, only without the horns.
This president knew that. He campaigned on this. Scranton Joe, no one with a better record on some of these issues, not rhetorical, substantive record, voting record in the Senate, a leader on these issues.
Look how CNN lets him talk, unlike when Welker was interviewing Trump over on MSNBC and just kept interrupting him, arguing with him. And these are all softball questions. I think the Democrat Party is going to run this guy.
He's had a great labor record. He has moral authority, not just
moral authority. So I've been saying this for a year. This guy, if Biden goes, this is the guy that's going to come in and take over, not Kamala Harris. He does talk about that in a minute. And it's funny what he says about Kamala Harris too, because that's when you know he's a liar.
I want to talk about that as it relates to the headwinds that President Biden is facing when it comes to the perception, the gap, as you call it, between how people think the economy is doing and how people feel the economy is doing.
This is where Gavin is talking about how great our economy is. And you just feel like it's bad because you're wrong and you're an idiot.
It is true. Unemployment is near all-time lows.
3.7%.
And inflation is back under 4%.
Those are all fake numbers. It's the numbers are down only because of the amount of people who have actually dropped out of the workforce. They're no longer even trying to get a job. That's one way of getting low unemployment, is to get all men, able-bodied working people, to quit working.
Interest rates are high. Gas prices are rising again.
Yep.
And the bottom line is the majority of Americans just don't feel good about the way things are.
Yeah.
Is this just a messaging problem, or is there more fundamental problems than that?
Look,
hold on. There is no more fundamental problem than messaging, because that's all the Democrats do is messaging. When you own media, you own the messaging. It's how all of their politics work. It is not based on truth. It's not based on reality. It's not based on communicating data, or I should say neutral scientific data from one truth to another. It is about messaging. And when they lose control of that messaging, like when the economy hits you too hard in the wallet and you pay too much for gasoline and you pay too much for eggs and you go, I don't care what you tell me anymore. I see the damage. It's coming out of me. My home interest rates are going up, or I wanted to retire. My 401k is getting gutted. That's the reality that comes in and hits people, even people who aren't very politically attuned or politically interested. It starts to hit their bottom line.
We've dealt with, we've been polarized and traumatized for the last 5 or 6 years. I don't think any of us have given us, time to take a deep breath and reflect on it. What we're experiencing is not unique in the United States at all. I mean, it's a global phenomenon. The issues of COVID and the stress it created, the supply chain.
First of all, the problems with COVID and with OPEC on drilling, whose fault is that? What party did that? Your party did that.
Impacts what happened with the invasion in Ukraine, the impacts with OPEC Plus in particular, another reason we need to get off the dependency of fossil fuels. All of those things stack up at this moment, but directionally, this president is performing.
He's trying to deflect on all this stuff. And really, this guy is so greasy, and he's really just a mannequin from Hollywood. That's all he is. That he'll make a perfect Democrat candidate. I believe that's why the Democrats are going to impeach Biden. They'll secretly work with the Republicans to get Biden impeached, because Biden right now is polling so far below Trump, they can't run him. If you were a Democrat, would you run him? Are you crazy? Let me know in the comments below if you get what I'm saying.
I mean this, I couldn't imagine 3 years ago that this president could accomplish so much in such a short period of time. I mean that.
And see, he's being complimentary of Biden, so then he can run without opposing him. He's not going to try to come out and attack him. That's why they have to take Biden out with a health issue, because then it's not a moral issue. They go, up, he slipped, up, he doesn't feel good. That's why he's not running. They don't have to judge him. He doesn't have to face an impeachment.
Well, Republicans have shown that Hunter Biden, he tried to leverage his father's name, and that the president allegedly, before he was president, joined phone calls that Hunter Biden's business associates were on. Okay. Do you see anything inappropriate there?
I don't know enough about the details of that. I mean, I've seen a little of that.
Massive lie. I don't know enough about the details. I've seen a few things, but I can't make a conclusion. Why?
She heaped praise on Kamala Harris, but she declined to say whether or not she thought that the vice president is the best person to be on the ticket with Joe Biden in 2024. Do you?
Of course she is. The Biden-Harris administration.
And that's how you know he's lying. When he endorses Kamala Harris.
Masterclass in terms of performance. Bipartisan deals on infrastructure, bipartisan deals on guns and debt ceiling, on the CHIPS and Science
She's
Act.
the best choice.
I mean, by definition, if I think this administration the last 2.5 years has been one of the most outstanding administrations in the last few decades, and she's a member of that administration, she gets to lay and claim credit to a lot of that success. The answer is absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This guy is so greasy, he makes my skin crawl. That's why I'm pretty sure America's probably going to elect him as president. I'm pretty sure the Democrats are definitely going to run him, and why we have to fight for Trump harder than ever. Are you on board with fighting for Trump? Did you watch all the way to the end? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Doug in Exile.